Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated with the world around you. And today I have so many events to go over with you because, as you will see, so much is going on this month and in the coming days ahead. And it's important that you see and stay updated with the world around you. And first, I would like to start of what's been going on in Ireland, actually, because as you will see, they've been celebrating the 12th, which was a celebration today. But as you see, it says protesters shout walk of shame as Orange Order parade at Ardoyne passes off peacefully. The PSNI hopeful for quiet day, but primed to act if needed. And this comes from the event that happened today with all of the parades that occurred in Ireland today. And it even says members of the Orange Order and nationalist protests, along with the heavy police presence at the Ardoyne shops at the Crumlin Road in North Belfast as an Orange Order feeder parade makes its way to the city centre for the main 12th of July parade. And that's all that was been going on today and reported today in Ireland as all of the parades. But what I want you to see is that throughout all of this, and this is not just an American problem as we see, but it's a worldwide issue when it comes to parades and different things. We're seeing increased security presence all over the place, and that's all we're hearing about when it comes to parades and different events, especially all of the events that tie into Rio and the Olympic Games, as well as Euro 2016, as I reported back in France a couple of weeks ago. And the reason this is so important is because why are we always constantly seeing increased security presence, and we're hearing about increased security and the threats of so-called terrorism? Why is that always the case? Soon it's going to be increased security presence in order to even go to the park and the playground. Don't believe me? That's exactly where we're headed. But that's not all. There's so much more to go over, because here I am at Fox News that was originally reported by the Associated Press, and it says Pamplona erupts with start of Spain's Fermin Bull Run Fiesta. Now, I don't know if many of you have heard of this, but this talks about San Fermin, which is also known as Running with the Bulls, and this is an annual festival that takes place in Spain, and there's a lot of partying and marrying that goes on, and it's normally celebrated from July 6th through July 14th, so it's a weekly celebration. And it goes on to talk more about it, and it even says that thousands of people erupted in party mood Wednesday, dousing each other with wine and singing and dancing in the streets of this northern Spanish city to celebrate the start of Pamplona's famed San Fermin Running of the Bulls festival. The festival started with the traditional midday launching of a firework rocket known as the Chupanazo from Pamplona's town hall balcony. Thousands of people waving the festival's traditional red neckerchief jammed the square down below and immediately began jumping and screaming Viva San Fermin. The firecracker also signaled the moment to don the neck scarf, part of the festival garb, along with white trousers and shirt. The 9-day street partying fiesta was immortalized in Ernest Hemingway's 1926 novel The Sun Also Rises and attracts thousands of foreign tourists. YBT also reports on this festival that's taking place in Spain, and as you will see from the pictures that I'm about to show you, that it is a large festival indeed. In fact, the annual fiesta attracts approximately 1 million tourists each year, and like I said, the festival runs from July 6th through July 14th of this year alone. And as you can see, there's a bunch of partying and marrying indeed, and a bunch of people having a great time. And of course, you can see that the revelers are holding up the red handkerchiefs on the opening day that occurred back on July 6th. And as we keep going, we also see more pictures, and then here's another one where you can see the festivities taking place all over Spain, of course. And then of course we have the running of the bulls, which is what the festival is most notably known for. But if we keep going, we also see more of it here, and that's not all we see, because we've also been seeing many different demonstrations that have been held there from the organization People of the Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA, who were there making a statement as well. Now, when I think of that festival, I'm automatically reminded of all of the partying and the marrying and the reveling that's been going on, living as if life is going to go on, when that is simply not the case. Because for those of us who are awakened to truth, we know exactly what time it really is, because it sounds like the days of Noah to me, doesn't it? And here I am at NBC, and lo and behold, what does it even say? Life-size Noah's Ark revealed to public in Kentucky. A Bible story comes to life with with the resurrection of a massive ark. Now, mind you, this ark just so happened to open in Kentucky, and it's life size, and it opened in Kentucky just this month, actually, around the same time that we're seeing all the partying and reveling going on in Spain. And also, we also even see partying and reveling going on with Tomorrowland, which I'm going to go over with you in just a second to come. But before I do, I just wanted to show you this, and I've talked about this in some previous videos, but I just wanted to reiterate this to you so that you can see exactly what time it really is. Is this mainstream media's way of telling us that we're in the days of Noah? Not to mention how we also saw the life-size Noah's Ark that was also taking its maiden voyage in Brazil, and I'll link that video below as well. But as we see, what are they trying to really tell us? Because even last month, President Jimmy Carter, or then President Jimmy Carter, I should say, even attended as well. But here's some pictures of the Ark, as you can see right here. Now, one picture that struck out to me most actually is this picture right here, where they even tell us and show us dinosaurs, because it even says, children look into a cage containing model baby dinosaurs. The Ark has rankled opponents to say the attraction will be detrimental to science education. But what's interesting is, why are they showing us dinosaurs at such a time as this? Hadn't I been talking about dinosaurs recently? And why is mainstream media all of a sudden very interested in dinosaurs? Very interesting and suspicious indeed. Now, Kentucky.com also reports on the grand opening of the Ark, and as you will see from their website alone, they even tell you that the Ark was opened and revealed to the public around July 7, 2016. Now, I thought that was very interesting timing indeed, because that's around the same time that we've been seeing all of the events trickle in Dallas, as well as the protests from Black Lives Matter. And I've done plenty of videos on this. I'll link them below so that you can see them in case you might have missed them. But the reason this is so important timing and very interesting timing is because it's all coinciding with the civil unrest that we're seeing in America, and that we're starting to see ripple effect throughout the rest of the nation in America. Not to mention that, but we also see all of the reveling that's been going on worldwide with the San Fermin festival that has been taking place in Spain. And mind you, this festival is to take place all the way until July 14th. So is it a surprise or a coincidence that all of these events are coinciding around the exact same time? Is this another warning sign? Should we be really looking out for this? What are they really trying to tell us? And speaking of reveling and partying, we also have the event Tomorrowland as well. And Tomorrowland 2016 is supposed to be taking place on July 22nd, July 23rd, and July 24th of 2016. So a few weeks from now. And the reason this is so important is because we see the calls for all the partying and reveling, but we also see what? We see everything about uniting and uniting together, just like uniting into a new world order. Is that what they're subliminally trying to tell us? Because that's exactly what it looks like. And even if you just take a look at their logo for Tomorrowland, you start to even see what looks to be the all-seeing eye right there in front of it. Very interesting and suspicious indeed. But what's also very cryptic about all of this is how they're trying to unite everything together. Because here I am at one of their tabs which talks about uniting, and as you'll see, what are they really trying to unite and merge to? Because as you will see, it says unite, the mirror to Tomorrowland. And it says follow Tomorrowland live in Mexico, India, Japan, Colombia, Germany, South Africa, and Israel to be a part of the madness. What madness? Then it goes on to say, on Saturday, July 23rd, the second day of Tomorrowland, 7 countries will unite with the people of tomorrow in Belgium. A live video connection will be made between Tomorrowland and Belgium and Mexico, India, Japan, Colombia, Germany, South Africa, and Israel, building bridges between Belgium and the rest of the world. With a live connection from the Tomorrowland main stage, live DJ sets on the local Unite stage, and the unique magical Tomorrowland atmosphere. That's Unite, the mirror to Tomorrowland. People of tomorrow, get ready to unite. And that's exactly the message that they have. You can see all of the different unite and all the countries that they're trying to unite and how they're trying to unite the world. But when I look at this, and when I look at the concept of this theme for this year, year and the theme of Tomorrowland for 2016, you start to see that it oddly matches and oddly reminds us of Alice in Wonderland through the looking glass, because if you've seen the movie, they even talk about madness, don't they? And it even says the madness, because the movie's poster even said it's time for madness or something to that effect. What madness are they really talking about? And speaking of uniting, that's all we've been hearing these past couple of days with all the calls of peace and safety, and with Mr. Obama trying to unite America after the alleged attacks with Paris, and then of course the Black Lives Matter protests and all the shootings that have been going on recently. So that's all we've been hearing, as well as Tomorrowland too. But that's not the only event, because I've talked about this a few weeks ago, but I'll quickly reiterate this for those of you who don't know. But this weekend, and this upcoming weekend actually, is Reset 2016, also known as Together 2016. This event is supposed to take place at the National Mall in Washington, D.C., where millions of people who from all different walks of faith and beliefs and religions are supposed to come together. And mind you, the Pope is also supposed to be giving a speech via video. Now, what's very interesting and suspicious about this event is that when you look at the founder, Nick Hall, of it, you start to see that he is the founder of the Pulse movement. Now, I talked about this a few weeks ago, and I'm just going to reiterate it for all of you so that you can see the warning cryptic signs ahead of time. But not only is he the founder of the Pulse movement, where else have we heard the word pulse? Oh yeah, with the Pulse nightclub shooting in Orlando. Oh, but that's not the only place, because the United Nations has declared 2016 to be the year of the pulses. Oh, just like the electromagnetic pulse. We don't know the day or hour, we don't know the future, but it's important that you see these things. Now, like I said, this event is supposed to take place on July 16th, 2016, also known as 777. And as you can see right here, even from the logo right here, you see the 666. Even though we know the real mark of the beast, I just thought it was interesting and suspicious to show you these things so that you can be aware of them indeed. But we've been also seeing weather phenomena that have been going on these past couple of days as well, most notably the super typhoon Napartak that struck Taiwan a few days ago, because it even says from The Guardian that 6 dead in China as tens of thousands flee the storm. Nearly 2,000 homes were destroyed as storm brings chaos to China's southeastern coast after hitting Taiwan. And notice how the mainstream media, they love using that word chaos, don't they? I wonder why. Order out of chaos. But it goes on to say that a tropical storm in China has killed 6 people with at least 8 more missing, reports said, after super typhoon Napartak lashed Taiwan. By late Sunday, more than 200,000 residents in 10 mainland cities had been temporarily relocated and 1,900 homes destroyed, the official news agency said, citing the Civil Affairs Ministry. The power was cut for hundreds of thousands in the southeastern province of Fujian, while 5 airports were closed and hundreds of high-speed train journeys were canceled, and this was reported by one of the newspapers there back on Monday, so just yesterday. And it also reports say that the economic cost was estimated at 860 million yen, or about 99 million pounds, and the Napartak brought chaos to Taiwan on Friday, forcing more than 15,000 people to flee their homes as part of the island saw its strongest winds in over a century. So we see even thunderstorms are getting much worse, and we see that the storms and typhoons and hurricanes are getting worse, but it doesn't stop there. Because while mainstream media is keeping your attention on all of the riots and the protests that are going on in America and that are uptaking in America, there are many more events that are happening worldwide and are occurring worldwide, because with tens of thousands having to relocate their homes and hundreds of thousands that are left without power from this one typhoon, something is definitely up. But that's not all that we've been seeing when it comes to the weather, because recently we've also been seeing Manhattan hinge as well, which is when the sun sets in perfect alignment with the city grid, as you can see right here. And it also got its name from Stonehenge, which is of course the monument in England which displays a similar happening, because once a year there the sun rises in perfect alignment with the stones. Very interesting and suspicious indeed, because we know darn well that judgment is even at the door. We don't know the day or hour, but please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha so that you can be prepared for what's to come. But this is Truth Unveiled here saying shalom.